Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy Gardiner. Today we're going to do something fun. We're going to take a look at PlaytronOS. Now, I haven't tried this before. They just released the alpha build last week, and I'm going to install it on a little mini PC. In fact, I'm going to be installing it on this mini PC. This is the Minis Forum EM780. It should be compatible with this. I haven't dug too deep into this to see if it works, but it definitely should be compatible. If it isn't, then Playtron has a big issue. It's this. This is the device I'm using. It has a Ryzen 7 7840U with Radeon 780M graphics. This thing is pretty decent. It's quite powerful. But yeah, we're gonna try play it on this machine and see how it works and see how you can use it yourself. Now, this is an alpha, and like I said, I haven't taken a look at it myself yet, but I'm pretty excited to get my hands on this. Now, I am skeptical of what they're doing, mostly because of the involvement of cryptocurrency in their upcoming products. Not necessarily from Playtron, but one of their partners, their hardware partners. Crypto is, I am very skeptical of it, to say the least. So because of that, I'm kind of like, I don't know. But what I want to do is install Playtron on here, judge it on its own merits, and see how this is going to play out here. So let's do that. All right, so let's take a look at their website here. The alpha is just the beginning. Playtron extracts the gaming ecosystem from Windows and leaves everything else behind. A simple OS that does nothing but gaming, PlaytronOS extracts the gaming ecosystem from Windows and leaves everything else behind. Okay, repeat the same thing again. So, a world apart from other systems. SteamOS is compatible with Steam only, which is not true. Locked to the Valveverse, that is also not true. That's, in fact, these are both lies. Like, these are out and out falsehoods. Okay, Windows is a monolithic OS meant for desktop PCs, not handhelds. That's actually true. Not optimized for mass market consumer gaming. That is also true. PlaytronOS, Linux-based gaming OS compatible with every game store. Okay, we'll find out. Compatible with many third-party integrations to come. Again, we'll find out. Supports many devices day one. We'll see. So, download Playtron. Playtron supports AMD and Intel platforms with ARM builds for select devices to be provided later. Tested devices include ANEO 2 and 2S, the Asus ROG Ally, the GPD Win 4 2023, the Lenovo Legion Go, and both the LCD and OLED versions of the Valve Steam Deck. The system integrates game libraries from the Epic Game Store, GOG, and Steam, allowing users to easily import and play their games from their existing libraries. Hardware features include storage usage monitoring, S3 deep sleep for supported devices, and factory reset support. Networking options cover Ethernet and Wi-Fi with IPv6 support via 464 XLAT. Accessory control extends to audio volume, brightness, audio output device, and Bluetooth controllers. For system management, factory reset support is included. Developers have SSH access through the developer settings and can use a simple desktop session powered by Weston. Okay. So we're going to flash your download. So they recommend using Boolean Etcher, so I'm going to do that. Download for Windows. Drive considerations. For the best results, we recommend using an external NVMe drive. SD cards and USB drives are also supported on most platforms. They can be sufficient for the installer, but we don't recommend using them. All right, so we're going to use Boolean Etcher. Now, I've tried flashing this once with Rufus, and Rufus did not seem to like it. Or I guess the device I'm using didn't seem to like it. We're going to flash from a file. We're going to go to my downloads. We're going to do this. And then we're going to select a target, and we're going to select this mass storage device. Oh, that's not right. We're going to do this. I'm glad I selected that. And we're going to hit select one, and then hit flash. Now, we're going to let this write, and then we're going to flash forward to messing with the actual device. The next step is going to be to disable secure boot, and then we're going to go to Playtron and install it. and then we're going to install it, and then we're going to run it. Okay, secure boot is disabled. So let's go ahead and hit save and just restart. And hopefully it will just boot into Playtron. Hopefully. One can hope. All right, let's go over here to boot options. We're going to select Lexar USB flash drive. Hey, that's progress. We have UEFI recognizing Playtron. That's progress. And it's Arch Linux, okay. Oh, and it's based on Chimera OS? Really? Is that what I just saw there? Playtron will now be installed and all data on the following disk will be lost. Okay, let's do it. This looks very much like Chimera OS to me. Installation complete. Reboot. I don't know why it was recommending booting it off of external NVMe. That was weird. So I've unplugged the drive that I used to install it on. And we're recording over here, which is good. Look at that, Playtron. Doesn't look like there is oh, there we go, mouse support, that's good. Sure. Look at me speed reading. Gotta say, I kind of like this introduction setup initially, except for the EULA crap. I don't have an account, so let's set one up. That's cool. We're installing Proton. I'm not hearing any audio, so I'm not sure if that's normal. I'm not sure what that's about. Because I do have it plugged in to my mixing board. Installing DXVK. Select our providers. We're gonna go with, I have all three, so let's do all three. Let's just see how this works. Enter the TFA password sent to my email account or SMS. I don't know if it's which one. What the? Oh yeah, I have to log in here too. Steam CMD, okay. Fascinating. I'm curious if this violates the terms of service for Steam. Should I risk it, guys? I'm quite interested to see how this works. Like, quite interested. Especially since they said that this doesn't support native Linux clients for games, even if they exist. Like, currently it's only Windows clients run through Proton. So at this point, one thing that I have noticed is that there's no way to set up a controller if it's not already plugged in, or like if it doesn't have like a USB dongle. And based on the instructions, it makes sense, I guess, because they don't expect this to be installed on a little desktop machine like this. But, oh, let's go to Bluetooth. I'm just going to connect this controller here. So let's do that. We're connecting it. Maybe. 8-bit Dope Pro 2. There we go. All right, that's working. Except not. That is weird. Ooh, something has gone wrong. Okay. Alpha software, my guys. I can't control this with the 8 Pro 2. That's okay. I'm going to try the dual shock wireless controller. Hopefully this will work. No, ma'am. That is not working either. And escape does not work as well. I can't control it. Huh. Fascinating. Okay. Let's put this in Xbox mode then and see. Oh, it is in Xbox mode. Very strange. And it's just presenting like the first however many games in my library here. Provider, Epic, Atari Mania. I doubt that Fortnite would work on here. Let's just see what happens with Atari Mania. It is very strange to me that the controllers are not doing anything. These are connected to the... This is also connected and it's not doing anything. I find that very strange. Also, I'm not hearing any sound. So the escape button isn't working as the back button, which is also kind of weird. So let's go to audio and just see headphones. Oh, headphones. We are set to headphones now. So let's see if we turn the volume all the way up. Not hearing sound. There's sound. Oh, and it's frozen. Yeah, and it crashed. All right. So, let's see. Okay, every time I go into the settings, it does like a double button press and it goes into general. Let's see what's in software update. There's nothing there. Storage. All right. Factory reset, Bluetooth, display, audio, linked accounts, file bug, developer. What's in developer? Enable SSH access, log level info. Let's go to our library and just add more games. It's very interesting to me that like escape doesn't work as the back button, but space and enter both work as like the enter key or the start key or whatever, the A button. But then, you know, you can scroll with the mouse wheel and even supports like if I go back here, I have, can I go back one more? I have like the horizontal scroll wheel and that seems to work here as well. So I just find that really, really interesting what they've decided to include and what they haven't. I know this works on my Steam Deck, so let's try this. Hold for fast scroll, it says. Okay. Also, like, there's this weird start and stop thing that's going on when you do like a velocity scroll, and there's no easy way to like manage downloads or like view the current downloads. Again, this is alpha software. I'm also not seeing a way to drop to desktop. So Command and Conquer, where's that at? We're at 42%. And I like that it is queuing it and it's not just immediately taking over the download. That's cool. Which means I can queue other games. So let's do that. I want to queue up Bulletstorm and just see how a first-person shooter runs on here. Where's Bulletstorm? Actually, let's just try typing in. Nope, that does not search. Okay. Good to know. The scrolling is so weird and uneven. Like with a velocity, if you're not mousing over actual icons, the velocity scroll seems to work okay. But when you start mousing over icons, it just kind of stops. It like chunks. It's like chunking into position, you know? Again, this probably isn't designed for mouse and keyboard use. This is probably an afterthought, mouse and keyboard wise. So I don't know, is there a search function that you can do here? There is a search, so you could type in dude. Okay. It would be cool if you could just type and have it come up with search results. That would be ideal. Are we done now? Do we have... Sort by recently installed. It is done now. It's installing. Oh, I wonder if it's installing like the prerequisite, like the dependency check.
A few moments later.
Okay, so this has been going for like 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna restart this machine and see what happens. Interesting. We installed one game successfully. I don't know what this is doing though. There's no right click, there's no options. If I go back to recently installed, and there's no way to uninstall this because it says installing, it's at 100%. Well, we might be at an impasse here, folks. Well, I mean, I don't know, guys. The gamepads don't seem to work in the alpha yet. Although when I connected it, oh, there we go. Whoa. We don't, so that's interesting. That's the first time I've heard this thing make any sound whatsoever. So I just reconnected the DualSense, and it's giving us sound effects now. Not a fan of those sound effects, let me tell you. Okay, so at this point I didn't know what to do, and I just wanted to start editing the video without actually having captured any gameplay footage or even dropping to the desktop. I didn't know how to do either of those things because the game Command & Conquer 3 wasn't installing or finishing its install, and there was no GUI way to drop to the desktop. So after editing this and realizing I really needed to have some gameplay and show the desktop off, I figured it out. What I did was I did a factory reset on PlaytronOS and deleted everything that was installed. I had to re-log into my accounts, blah, blah, blah. Didn't capture any of that footage because OBS decided to stop working halfway through. But now you can see that I'm actually playing a couple games here. I've got Bulletstorm installed. I tried one of my favorite games that I own on GOG, which is Star Trek Away Team. It's a sort of a Commandos style top-down action game. And then I tried Dead Cells, which also worked very well. Although I was playing it with a keyboard and mouse, which is not my ideal or preferred way to play that game. Then drop to the desktop. So in order to do that, you have to hit Control-Alt F3, and then you have to run the command sudo PlaytronOS-session-select, and then use dev or user to switch between the session that you're logged into. PlaytronOS session select dev will drop you to a desktop powered by Weston, and it is extremely minimal. You can also use Flatpak, and I actually used that to install Firefox, which worked very well out of the box. Not a whole lot to do in the desktop though. Most of everything that you can do with Playtron is going to be in their Playtron experience. But it is a desktop. Granted, it is one that requires you to drop into the console in order to actually access it. But you know what? For, I think, the target demographic, that's probably fine. In order to get back to desktop mode, open the terminal, type sudo PlaytronOS session select user, and it will log you out of the desktop and take you back into the Playtron experience. Well, anyway, that's PlaytronOS. It's still clearly in alpha. It doesn't look like it has an upgrade process, so if they release a new build, I think I'm going to have to reinstall it. I like the interface. It's simple right now. It's minimal. It's kind of like minimum viable product right now, which take it or leave it, right? But it's interesting. It's nice to have all of your games in one spot. So if you're a big Epic Game Store guy, or if you're a big GOG guy, you could have all of your games in one library. That's kind of cool. However, it is very much still in alpha, and it definitely needs some more polishing and some more stability work going into it. Yeah, let me know what you think about this video. Right now, I don't feel comfortable giving it like a grade letter or anything like that because, I mean, it's still in alpha. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Have you tried it out? Have you got other games to work? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's going to do it for this video, though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.